Bro. That's how we're gonna call today's character. Broseph.
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 Broseph. Okay.
You gotta lower your volume. I can hear it.
My daddy spent his life looking up at the sky. He cussed, kicked the dust, saying, son, it's way too dry. It clouds up in the city.
The city.
I thought this is for you all crazy DM pirates.
DM pirates.
This is for you.
DM squad. The DM squad. The setters. The squads.
The setters. The squads.
The closers.
Closers.
Them closers.
DM pirates.
Why pirates?
This is for you. The setters. The squads. The closers. DM pirates. Special episode today. I'm ready, Fonzie. What's up? How's it going? Welcome.
Welcome.
Should I start the video?
Yeah, so the video.
Let's do it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Contents Profit. I'm back.
Welcome back to a live episode. It's been a week.
I know it's been a week. I am a proud father of 2 kiddos. Let's go. Mateo came into the world. Nice and healthy. Chunky kiddo. Almost 9 pounds.
He's cute.
Shout out to Katie, man. Almost 9 pounds. That's big. Fonzie's like, I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I know.
That's right.
Fonzie weighs like 10 pounds.
He's cute though.
He is a cute kid.
He sleeps all the time.
Sweet. Yeah. So huge shout out to our amazing Contents Profit community for waiting it out. The amazing wishes that we got in my DMs and our comments and everything. I think it's like over 200 messages, man. Facebook alone. So thank you so much. Also, shout out to Hotspot Podcast Network because they just gave me the most incredible gift too. These amazing baby clothes, and Katie's obsessed. So thank you, Hotspot.
It was very nice of the
Hotspot
family.
The Hotspot family
coming in clutch.
All right. Well, we're back in flow. We're supposed to have a guest today, but I guess we're rescheduling. And Fonzie showed me an awesome DM that he received in the what was it, like last couple of days?
Well, I received the first one. I received it in February.
My gosh.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of read it and I was like, like scroll through it. But this time I was like, I'm just gonna check it out.
Let's talk.
Yeah, I was like, I'm curious to see what this means. You know.
I'm excited to talk about this. As soon as I heard that voice note after you responded back, I'm like, we need to talk about this because this is something that not a lot of people talk about, and there's a lot of lessons on how to properly do this.
I know.
But
I think my blood was boiling. Is that a saying in English? I don't know. In Spanish, there is one in Spanish that you say,
yeah,
my blood was boiling.
Anyways, if you're tuning in live, let us know in the comments. Have you experienced DMs, good DMs, bad DMs? But the title of today is, are you afraid of doing DM outreach? Horror story. Yes, horror story. That's what we just had through these DMs. And I'm ready to break it down and give our thoughts. We literally started to discuss it, and we're like, we need to stop now, and we need to discuss this in the podcast.
You were like, we gotta talk this in the podcast.
I know, and I was like, and so we haven't really shared with each other what's going on. But I'm ready to get started. Fonzie, you ready to get started?
I need to do my voice exercises. I used to sing choir. Yes, I used to sing choir.
You used to sing choir. That's right. All right, here we go.
We've got some fresh.
Hey, I'm Luis.
I'm Luis.
Here. Welcome to the Contents Profit Podcast. Pause. Hold on. Pause.
All right, we gotta start again. I didn't have this on, so I was like, wait, well,
you don't need that, man. We're done like 200 and something episodes.
I still need the reminder sometimes.
All right,
let's do it.
We've got
Hey,
some fresh
I'm
new
Luis.
young
And
talent
I'm
doing some
Fonzie.
things
You're
that I
listening
know
to the
you haven't
Content is
heard
Profit
before.
podcast.
Where we talk about entrepreneurship, mindset, and of course, how to turn your content into profit.
That's right. And most importantly, we're here to have a good time with you.
That is right.
So go to contentsprofit.com and join the community. That is right. Fonzie, I was waiting for your reaction.
That is what happens when you don't read the script. You forget, even after 260 episodes.
It's been also like a week since I've been here. So thank you for everybody coming in live. Let us know in the comments who you are. Say hello. And if you had a crazy DM experience, put it in there. Have you had a crazy DM
Yeah,
experience?
we wanna talk about crazy DM horror stories. Have you tried to connect with somebody and then somebody come back at you with, with something?
Yeah.
Some
So here's what I wrote, right? If you and your company spend time building relationships, doing outreach, and spending time in social media DMs, this episode is for you. Recently, we had an experience that can be categorized as a horror story.
You're reading a full-on intro?
Yeah, baby. And we want down you don't make the same mistake. Over time, we understood outbound outreach can be a very powerful tool, but don't get me wrong, we fought the idea for a long time, and I think Fonzie is still fighting that idea for a little bit, and we'll explain why. But today we're executing on it with our very own spin, of course, and this is allowing us to scale faster than ever before. So have fun.
That
What's
is
up?
right.
So we got
it's
some comments coming in. Let us know.
Gabriel and Mike.
Yes.
And Michael Johnson, MJ,
Let's go.
the one and only. Yeah, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let us know in the comments if you have any horror stories happen to you through the DMs.
Yeah.
Share away. We'll talk about them. But what if we get started with our horror story first?
Yeah. So tell me, what happened, Fonzie?
So a while back, not too long ago, actually, I didn't pay too much attention to my friend request inbox. I got the hundreds, triple digits. And one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to accept a bunch of these people and I'm just going to reach out, ask them, what inspired you to connect, right? Because genuinely, I want to know what inspired you to connect. Was it my content? Was it just because you want to pitch me something? Like, no judgment whatsoever.
This idea came out of nowhere, or somebody kind of motivated this idea?
You motivated me because we're obviously trying to make more connections to see if we find the right people to help with our service, right? Either way, I started accepting a bunch of people. And one of these people we're going to call Broseph.
I keep calling him Joe. His name is not Joe.
His name is not Joe, but we're going to call him Broseph just because it's fun, you know? So I accept this guy, and this is the message that I sent.
Okay, so let's do this. Just give what's in the first message.
No, let's. Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so I sent this message. Hey, Broseph, so awesome to connect. Finally got to my friend request. Haha. I put the haha and everything.
Haha.
And then I go,
were you actually laughing?
I was like, man, it was like an embarrassed laughing, you know. I'm a little embarrassed that I've disconnected from my friend in my friend request for so long. So, you know, I got to put the embarrassed haha at the end. Then I asked, what inspired you to connect? Hope your week starts great, because it was a Monday. You know, so
hey,
hope you crush this week, my friend Broseph.
That sounds like that's a very nice DM to me.
It's a nice DM. Yeah. Yes. Honestly, I think we should read everything and then go back because it's gonna add more context to it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So then the friend Broseph answers. You be Broseph.
I'll be Broseph.
Yeah.
I cannot do his voice.
Just pretend. Make a voice.
You look like a good prospect, but that opening DM changed my mind.
Okay, so first of all, who answers? You look like a good prospect.
Is this Tinder or Facebook Messenger?
I'm gonna give him points for honesty.
Okay,
he was like straight out there, super honest, and that was February 27th. So to answer, right? End of April.
Clearly, please do not reach out to Fonzie. If you have any social media questions, let me know. At Luis.Camejo, Luis with DA.
I definitely need to improve my Facebook Messenger game. So I ask him, change your mind on what exactly, right? And then Broseph answers.
You being a good prospect, haha. So he did the haha.
Yeah, he haha me back.
So what did he change his mind in? Being a good prospect.
Yeah, he thought he added me. I guess he added me because I was a good prospect. After I sent him my first DM, he changed his mind. Suddenly, I was not a good prospect.
Okay.
So I go what made me a good prospect in the first place, and how am I not after that first message? I'm genuinely curious. I'm not gonna lie. At this point, I'm not trying to get pitched. I was like, but I'm just surprised that somebody literally leads with, I thought you were a good prospect, but you're anymore. So I'm just genuinely curious to know what was behind the mind of our friend Broseph.
You felt offended. You're not a good prospect anymore, Fonzie.
Am I not good enough? Am I not good enough for you?
Maybe that's what he was trying to do.
I know. Hey, some hardcore psychology there. Hey. Talking about psychology, though, he mentioned that in the voice note he sent after this. So let's play the voice note everybody listening over here. Yeah. You got it in there?
I got it. All right, here we go.
Anytime now.
Hey man, so it's actually about the psychology behind the message that you sent, what you're actually intending to do, and how that is revealed by what you said. First of all, it's a copy-paste message. You don't think people deserve enough of your time to give a genuine customer response because you're too focused on numbers. The concept of it's just not scalable justifies you not having real human connection. That was the first thing. And the second thing was the disgusting psychology by what inspired you to X. It's actually a very disgusting move because it's asking the other person to hand over the pain points, hand over everything without building trust. That just signifies that you don't feel like you need to earn trust. And that's weird.
Interesting. All right, play this, the next one. We have another one. It's like 20 seconds. I play the next voice note.
That doesn't make you a bad prospect because of any of those reasons. What made you a bad prospect for me is that I don't help solve those problems.
But I want to be a good prospect, Broseph.
Developed to the point where they understand those things and they value not doing what you did before I start working with them.
All right, cool. So I'm going to read my answer and then let's read the rest of the conversation. It's like 2 more texts and then we'll dive into it.
All right.
So after I hear that, I'm like, whoa, disgusting psychology. What the heck? I'm like, alert, literally. I'm like,
your mom, you didn't text that?
Yeah, I didn't text that. But in my mind, I was like, yo, what's up with this guy? Mm-hmm. I'm like, that is as far as you can, like, literally, we have a saying back home. Is like,
you're peeing outside of the pot, basically.
Yeah.
Like, so if you're peeing outside of the pot, it has nothing to do with the thing that you actually do.
It's like, this is all based on like a lot of assumptions. So I'm like, okay, well, I want, honestly, on the inside, I feel like
you're enraged.
I was a little bit enraged. I was like, whoa, what? How do you dare call this disgusting psychology?
A little background on how you're feeling. Like when Fonzie plays soccer, he plays better when people are against him, when he's getting booed in the field. Like he gets like a lot of energy out of that.
I thrive off of hate.
Yeah.
So inside, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was like looking for ways to be petty. I was like, how can I answer to this guy and be petty? But then I was like, no, you know what?
The bigger person.
Let's be the bigger person. I'm gonna reflect on what he said. I'm going to try to learn from some of the stuff that he said, and then I'm going to craft my answer. So this is what I answered to him. I said, thanks for sharing. Really appreciate it. It is a very interesting point of view. Nothing here has been copy-paste, though. To your point, I do agree it could have been more personal. We'll definitely be more intentional about this next time. And wouldn't you agree that behind every action, there is a motive? What makes it wrong to ask for it? I did not ask for pain points. I just want to know why you were inclined to connect. I mean, he did send me a friend request, right? So I think I am in my right to ask what inspired him to connect. So then he just answers.
Broseph voice.
Copy
paste. Template. Doesn't matter. If you want a better way to DM, I can make some connections. Otherwise, have a great week.
Yeah, so pretty much he closed it in there, and of course I had to have the last word. So I was like, assumptions, and no, thank you. I'm always open to learn, but I'm very cautious who I learn from, though. Good luck to you. So that is the whole interaction.
Not even a little heart at the end.
Yeah,
like
no,
you said?
no heart.
Okay.
He doesn't deserve any emojis or any hearts from me. But
Before we dive in,
it's a great point for reflection, this whole conversation.
yeah. Before we dive in, I want to make sure that we're not making fun of Broseph over here, at all. We do DMs. Like, this is a lot of the things that we do, right?
Yeah. We're learning from the situation.
From an experience, because this is a topic that comes up often when we talk about social selling, when we send DMs. There's a lot of cold outreach on LinkedIn, cold outreach on Facebook or Instagram. Like, we get those messages all the time. We get it, right? And we've explored this. And like I mentioned earlier, like this is one of the strategies, outbound, on how we do it. And obviously there's different mediums, right? You have, in the past, you have phone and you have radio, and then you have all these vehicles or roads to your customer, right? And right now, DMs is a road to your customer, right? Mm-hmm. So this is obviously a strategy that we do, but again, we're not making fun of this. This is an experience, obviously, on that we want to break down to make sure that people learn from this and don't do this.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like you send this to somebody that might not be that confident, right? And I'm not saying that I'm like extremely confident, although I am. Not kidding. I'm not saying that I'm like super confident on like outbound, but like definitely crush somebody's wills to like just keep doing your work, right? Like, if you want to offer feedback, I'm sure there are better, more polite ways to do it. And guess what? Sometimes you don't even have to offer feedback, right? So let's break it down, right? So let's break it down with the first text.
Before, obviously, you accepted a friend request for ourselves. We recently went through our friend requests, and these are people.
Yeah, let's add the context of what we're doing. Correct.
So we noticed that we had a ton of Facebook friend requests, that maybe because of the show, maybe because of the connections, the communities that were involved, right? And these are people that we don't know personally. Mm-hmm. These are not people that we've met in person. These are people that we haven't connected with, or anybody connected us with us. These are just people that are clicking at a friend somehow, right? So I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know if they know who we are. I don't know anything. I don't have any background, right? So we sat down one day and we're like, look, let's use this amazing software that we have. Shout out to Flowchat, right? Is an amazing software that we use. By the way, we're affiliates. Let us know if you're interested. But basically, let's just like filter this list of social people, right? Like a friend request, comments, anything, right? And it's obviously a tool to sell your product, right?
I mean, at the end of the day, the goal is let's find the people that we can help with their service, and help them. If there's an opportunity in there to help, let's help them. But to do that, you got to figure out which one are the people that you can actually help.
Yeah. So we've struggled for the longest time to execute on an outbound strategy. For the longest time, we've always talked about this. We've been users of the software for almost a year, and it took us about 11 months to actually send the first message there, right? We do outbound in a little bit different way for the show, but this was like directly to it. Like, okay, these are people that actually, we don't know where they're coming from. We need to qualify them to see if they're actually a friend, right? Mm-hmm. Or if they're interested because of the business, or if they're interested to the community. We got to find out who they are. So we built a little bit of a pipeline, right? And the idea was to accept this friend request and then ask them, like, look, like, I've neglected my friend request for a long time, which was absolutely truth, right? Like, I think for me, in my case, I think it was like 6-7 months that I did not accept any friend request. It was a lot of time. And then I definitely neglected them. And now I'm reaching out to see like how, like what motivated you to connect, right? Was it the content? Was it, somebody that knows me? Are you from the same town? I don't know. So I want to legit find out to see if we can actually move forward, right? Like if you're not a friend, if you don't like the content, if you just want to sell me, I'm sorry. Like, you're not going to be my Facebook friend.
Yeah.
All right, so that was that was the initial thought process, and then we started.
If you just want to hang out to watch the content, like that is totally okay.
That's
too.
Totally
but,
okay.
We just want to understand the motivation behind trying to connect.
We want to see what
totally okay.
Our marketer minds, right? Like, are working to like what's working, right? Is it because of the show? Awesome, the show is working, it's attracting people, right? Is it because of speaking engagement? Is it because we're guesting on other shows? We want to find out what's working to continue to do that, right? Because if it's attracting the people that we want to help and serve and provide value to, we do more of that, right? So anyways, we start executing. So I go ahead, I think out of 300 that I had, I actually sent about 150 initial messages. So I haven't even finished my list, which is crazy. And to be fair, my responses were either no response or a positive response. And we actually break down these numbers in a previous episode. I can't remember the name of the episode, but we actually break down the thing. And ultimately, fast forward, I think I did it for about 3 weeks very consistently. I think I was doing about 20 to 30 contacts every single day. And we got about $10,000 worth of opportunities, right? And close. I have to go back and check, but we actually closed many of them, and we've actually been able to deliver a product for them, and everybody's happy. So in my case, that was like really positive, right? So I never got a negative one. And then I just had people that didn't answer. They read the messages, and we can break down that pipeline later, but it was not straight to sell. There was a relationship building aspect. There was a couple questions, and then was like, look, if this is for you, sweet, here's an opportunity, whether that's a call or the community, right? So it was it was designed to build that relationship and see where they landed. So
yeah, absolutely. So let's break this down. First text message, he was like, that's just copy paste. You don't intend to build a relationship with people personable. I will give him this. The message was not that personable. Absolutely. I think I could have done a better job, but this is all based in assumptions, and you can tell who is the first person that is like very against like copy pasta.
The people that do copy pasta.
No, bro. No. Me. I'm against copy paste. I am so against it. When we had you know, Giorgio and in the team that he was doing the outreach for the podcast.
Yeah.
Part of the outreach was like copy paste, like a template, and I was like, bro, no, like go and check their stuff and write something relatable. Like, I love the relatable stuff, right?
Yeah,
but at the same time, now we understand a little bit of the numbers game. Like, we do need to achieve certain level of volume.
There has to be a balance.
There has to be a balance. There needs to be a certain level of volume. And that's why the message is a little bit more generic. But trust me, it is not copy paste. I just sit down there. Hey, what's up, man? Happy to connect. What inspired to connect? Hope you have a great week, right? If it's middle of the week, I'm not going to put hope you have a great week. I'm going to put hope you're having an awesome week. If it's the end of the week, I'm going to be like, I hope you have an incredible weekend.
This is what frustrates me, right? It frustrates me that he was the one adding you as a friend, and then you are nice enough to respond, and then he goes and responds very negative to your initial message, right? So I'm like, look, I owe nothing to you. You know, I could just legit just end the conversation right now.
Yeah. So his answer, you know, I thought you were a good prospect, not anymore. I was like, well, that's kind of funny. That's a funny answer, if I'm being honest. And this is where like my full-on curiosity kicked in. I don't really care to be a prospect of his. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, after I read that, I went to his profile, saw what he did.
Yeah. Can we share some lessons on how to be more personable? Because I think like we're probably like just ranting at this point. Yeah. But also
let's do it. I like that.
Okay.
Let's just like we approach the team. Let's not just bring the problem. When you bring a problem, you got to bring a solution to the table.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, he's saying you're not personal enough, right? Okay. I think you are, right? I mean, what's more personal? A video, a voice note? Absolutely. We've done that in the past. If we're doing the outbound, right? If we're the ones reaching out, 100%. A quick video, a voice note, whatever. We've actually
one of our favorite ways to actually reaching out to people that we want to bring to the podcast is with a video.
With a video. Show them your setup, your camera, your office, your backyard, whatever, your car, whatever you're doing. Like just show your face, right? That's very useful. But it's also when we are actually reaching out to people. We get introductions all the time from people on the show, from people that have been in our community. Be like, hey guys, I want to introduce you to this and this person. And it's through a voice note, right? And then conversation happens, right? But we cannot assume that a text is a copy paste, right? It can be, absolutely. But I will highly recommend do not assume that is a copy paste until you see it on a different profile. Maybe you reach out to a different profile and it's the same message. Who knows?
I mean, I'm not like he's entitled obviously to make his assumptions. Everybody is. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what was it that, because obviously like a little bit of it bothered me. It's like my ego, you know, like why are you saying this is copy paste? Like it is not. And I probably should have been like, it doesn't matter, you know, sweep it under the rug, whatever. Just keep going.
Not the right prospect.
Yeah, but in my mind, I was like, okay, well, I just want to keep discovering what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So yes, agree. I could be way more personable in the first text, but at the same time, yes, we're trying to hit some volume in there, especially after having 3 digits of friend requests. You know, like, hey, I gotta catch up to my friend request, so I'm going to ask you, why do you want it to connect? Because at the end of the day, you are the one that sent me a friend request. So, all right, after that, a few texts go by, and then he sends the voice note that you heard, which talks about the disgusting psychology behind the question, what inspired you to connect? I found that super interesting. When he literally spelled the words disgusting psychology, I was like, whoa, bro, who hurt you?
Red flag.
I was like, who hurt you, dude? Like,
but look, again, we go back to assumptions, right? Like that's one of the things that obviously we just want to find out why, like on a marketing level, right? Like everybody, if you have your funnel, you have your systems in place to find out how people got to you, right? Social media, paid ads, you have pixels or whatnot, right? Like if you are on a brick and mortar business, same thing. You ask that question. How do you find out about us, right? Whenever you pick up the phone, right? Whenever we were working for the fitness studios, every time we picked up the phone is like, how do you find out about us, right? Social media, I drove by. That is really the question. I'm like literally curious because we're doing things in our business and some things work, some things don't, right? We want to make sure to highlight the ones that work.
So there's this segment of Exactly What to Say, Phil Jones' book, that he talks about motivation and the breakdown of the word motivation. And I love this part. He says, motivation comes from, the root motive, which is the motive, pretty much, right? And action, which is action. So pretty much when you bring the word together, motivation, what it means is motive or reasons to act, right? And guess what? When I'm asking what inspired you to connect, I'm literally asking for what was his motivation to connect with me. Clearly, he stated it on the second text. He's like, well, you look like a good prospect, right? 10 points for honesty. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
table face too.
Yeah, but I'm just literally asking, like, okay, what is the reason that you acted and added me as a friend? But for him, I don't know how. I honestly don't know. I'm trying to comprehend what was his thought process, his rationale to think that I'm trying to already discover his pain points without building any sort of trust. Like he honestly, whatever he could have answered like, oh man, like
we should invite him to the show and talk about this.
What's up, Broseph?
Broseph, you are definitely invited to the show. We'll send you a quick DM.
I think this is what I said when we're gonna record this. I'm like, we should send him the link to the live video so he tunes in. But that's fine. That's petty. Don't be petty, Fonzie. So yeah. So when he said the disgusting psychology, it's like, man, like I'm not trying to pitch you anything yet. I'm literally just trying to connect, like find the reasons. Like I feel like in any case with your first answer, like he was trying to pitch me quicker than I was trying to, in any case, pitch him.
Maybe that's why he was a little hurt because
you didn't give him a chance to pitch me.
You stole his thunder.
I stole his thunder. So yeah, so I found that very, very valuable. And I was like, man, like why? Like, what if he sends this message to somebody else that getting, his on doing outreach with somebody? Like that can potentially just crush this person, be like, oh man, I don't wanna, like why are people so rude? I don't want to answer anybody. And then, sorry, the other thing that I thought was like, wait, is this potentially a way that he actually gets people to work with him? Like trying to call them out, like, man, this is disgusting. Like this is not the right way to do it. Like, is that how he maybe positions himself
maybe
as an authority? Because I would feel like you are just making the other person feel bad, and then our good friend I forgot her name Evans, that's the last name, Brooke Evans, told us once, the way you bring somebody into your business determines the way kind of like the relationship is going to go through, right? So like if you're bringing somebody into your business based on downplaying them, like just like talking bad about their stuff, like what are they gonna expect once they are in a relationship with you instead of your business, right? Like, so
I don't think that's the way I want to go into a relationship at all.
Yeah, right? No, absolutely. We're not having a relationship with Broseph, that's for sure.
We kind of are.
Broseph, we love you, Broseph.
You're invited to the show. We'll send you a quick DM if you want to talk about DMs and the right way to do them. But here's the thing. It takes me back to when we first started cold calling. That was scary AF, right? And there's going to be a stage in your business, either you do it or somebody else in your team will do it, that you have to start doing outbound outreach, right? In fact, we're actually working with an incredible company at the moment. We cannot mention who they are, but we had a secret. But we've had this incredible session for the launch of an amazing thing that's coming in the next few months. And this is one of the things that they've been in business for 30 plus years, right? This is one of the things that we've been working on is there's a system in place where there's no human interaction as far as like the sales process. Everything is like funnels, going there, and there's different price points to that product. But after a certain point, we need a person to actually handle that conversation. And we're thinking of bringing that one person to do a massive outreach. And this is 9-figure companies outreach, right? It's not a Facebook friend on DMs, right? This is serious things, a lot of money. And outbound is the way to do it. So why not do it at a smaller scale if you're a smaller business, right? So I think a lot of people put that wall in between because there's a lot of fear. I remember Fonzie putting his gaming headset and walking around the room trying to make this phone call, right? And it's 45 minutes and he's still walking around the room trying to make this phone call. It's scary. I did the same thing.
Scary.
So
being rejected.
Whenever finally as a business and you're like, I have this product, I have this service, I have this thing that I know will add a ton of value to the world, that is going to solve an amazing problem that people are having. I have it. And the only thing stopping me is sending that initial message that maybe I don't do a voice note. Maybe I don't do a video message, right? Maybe I do it through text because I am petrified, right, to do that first outreach. And then you get an answer like this. If you're at that stage of fear, this can potentially derail that whole strategy and delay it for a long time. Yeah. And that's why I feel it, because I know that if this would have happened to us back then, it probably would have, done that. And again, yes,
I would have been crushed.
Fonzie would have been crushed.
But I probably would have answered pretty petty too.
Yeah, and again, like there's this like personal growth that happens with your business, and if you're doing this outreach, right, you gotta build a thick skin, right? It happens, right? It maybe comes with time, and maybe these are the things that you need to do that. But it just sucks, right?
Yeah.
And it will stop. So now, I think, we're in a point where we can just laugh about a situation like that and just move on, right? There's going to be...
And learn. This is honestly a clear example of like what not to do. Yeah.
So
even, honestly, I'm going to be honest. When I get all the templates, all the, hey, this person is doing this, follow that, whatever, the scripts, I'm like, cool, delete my time, I'm just like, okay, get out of here. I don't care.
Maybe these are the things that we needed to hear back then as well. Like what we're saying now is like, look, you have the permission to ignore that message. You have the permission to skip on that conversation. You have a permission to probably block that person. You have permission to delete the friend request. You have permission to unfriend that person, right? Like, don't feel, because I was that person. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I felt like if I accepted a friend request, we're connected for life. No, if they don't answer your messages, in the sample pipeline that we have, right? The first question is kind of very similar to what Fonzie said in there. Hey, I've neglected my connections. I would love to find out what inspired you to connect. And then there's literally, I should send a screenshot of this, but there's 3 steps that says relationship building number 1, relationship building number 2, relationship building number 3. There's no scripts. It's literally, I go through their profile, and if I see something that kind of calls my attention, they have a dog, they publish content, they're entrepreneurs, they have a family, I legit start a relationship because I want to find out about them first. I want to talk to the person that's behind that profile.
Yeah. And they're building relationship, honestly. It's not even like, oh, what do you do for business, right? Like, we're legit like, oh, they have a dog, like, oh, your dog is cute, look at my dog, it's insane.
I really, hairy. Yeah.
And then you start, it's super random, but like you start actual conversations, and then it's like, cool, like, do we get along? Is there like a good vibe in here? Let's explore the other possibility. And guess what? There might even be a chance that they actually creep on your profile first, safety net, right? And they see all your content, and then they reach out to you and they tell you like, wow, I really like what you do. Can I learn a little bit more? But I think like there's a few stages there that you can transition from like building that relationship to an actual sale. But most of the times, actually, there's not gonna be any transition, and you just build rapport with somebody, and it's totally okay.
Yeah. I remember having this conversation with this pastor, and we're never sold to churches or nothing like it. They've never been a client, and we jumped on a call. And we're like, dude, I'm legit interested to see like why we connected. Can I help you with something? Like, I want to find out more about you. Can we do a 20-minute call? And we did, right? And we talked about it, and there was some synergy there. We offered a solution to a problem that they had. They did not become a client, and that's okay. And that's okay. We're still connected. You know, they're still engaged with the show. We're still engaged. Like, if we can provide value at some point, awesome. And now we're connected with an amazing pastor that lives in New Jersey and does amazing things for the community. And at some point, if we are fit to work together, awesome. But now we know this incredible person that has an incredible community, and he's something amazing. So again, try to build your own framework on how to do this. There's a lot of information on how to do it right, how to do it wrong. Like, you get all these like crazy DMs from VAs all around LinkedIn. That's the famous thing now. Like, oh, I get all these connections and so on, right? Like, what feels right? Like, at the end of the day, what feels right too?
Yeah. I think we went a little bit on a tangent here. So let's recap. Top lessons from today, one-on-one. We go one-on-one. Mine, number one, is do not diminish anybody's work. Like, be nice. Number one is be nice. Even if it's something that you don't agree with, how can you kill him with kindness? I'm not, definitely didn't make that up. I heard that before. But just treat him with kindness and be like, okay, thank you, but no thank you.
My next lesson is do not assume, right?
Don't make assumptions.
Don't make assumptions. You don't know, maybe it is a custom message and it's sent through text because of X amount of reasons, right? We obviously lean into video messages and voice notes, and because it skips that assumption part mainly, and it's also, to me, is easier than typing. I cannot stand typing on the cell phone. So if I don't have my iPad, I will do a voice note 100% of the time. So, but again, some people might be typing because they're terrified of the voice note and the video, and that's okay. So if you're on the receiving side, please don't assume. Establish that connection, continue the conversation, and then after you establish that connection, after a question or two, you will be able to find out if that's actually a scripted DM or if it's an actual person behind that message.
Absolutely.
What's your next lesson?
Next lesson, and I'm gonna give this one to Broseph. Let's be relatable. Let's be personable, right? Care about the person on the other side. So I'll share that one with Broseph. I appreciate you, Broseph.
That was good. That was good. I don't know if this is a lesson or a reflection, but lesson probably. Yes, be focused on your numbers. Like, at the end of the day, if you're using your social media as a way to get business, 100% you have to be focused on your numbers.
What you don't measure doesn't grow.
Yeah, 100%. And for the first 5 years, we measure nothing. And did we grow? No. Yeah. And then last year,
my brother stopped measuring himself a while back.
I stopped growing at 5'7", guys. Last year, there were several areas in the business that we were not measuring. We were not keeping our eye on. We did not grow. It was way worse, right? We came back into that. So yes, you measure. How many conversations are you having, right? And then, right, after we talk again about capacity and resources, of course, right? Feeling good about how you do your outreach. Then you can train people to actually do that. And we've actually had this discussion, right? We're like, okay, when we bring somebody on to do this, because it's going to happen, they're potentially going to be doing it from our profile, but they're not going to be saying, I'm Luis, because they're not Luis. Yeah. They're going to be like, look, my name is X. I am reaching out, from Luis's profile. Very nice meeting you. I'm from their team.
Yep.
And this is what we do. So please lead with honesty.
I like that one.
That was good.
Yeah. That's one that I battled for a while, that I'm I don't want somebody reaching out as if they were me. But instead, it's hey, man, I'm on, BizBros team. This is my name. And I'm reaching out because you might seem like the right person that we might be able to help. What inspired you to connect? All right.
Hey, at the end of the day, if you have that question and people get mad at you because asking that question, they're not the right person for you anyways.
Yeah. Sorry, Broseph.
So that's a great filter.
Broseph, I'm not the right prospect for you, and you ain't the right prospect for us.
But you can still come to the show, by the way. That you can still, you're welcome to the show and talk about this 100%.
Nah, bro, we're gonna fight.
No, lots of love.
Lots of love, yeah. We don't fight. I just fight in the soccer field.
I mean, Elon just bought Twitter, so freedom of speech is out there. So again, freedom of speech and content's profit as well. Come hang out.
Just wanted to throw that thing in today's episode. It's like, yeah, Elon just bought Twitter. Whatever. Let's not a tangent. Let's close this episode.
Close it down, Fonzie. You brought it on. You close it down.
I didn't. You wanted to record this episode, but it's all good. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. If you have any DM horror stories, make sure to share them with us. Just reach out at BizBrosco on Facebook, on Instagram. And yeah, I can't wait to hear those stories. Let's grow together.
Let's go together. If you want to hang out with us, go to contentprofit.com, join the community, come hang out in the Facebook group, and share everything in there. By the way, the contest is still open till Friday. If you're tuning in live, Friday, we're going to do the giveaway. I think Friday. I think so. But yes, we've been postponing it a little bit because of the birth of little Mateo.
Friday.
With that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Contents Profit Podcast. Go ahead and follow the show in your favorite platform and on social media at BizBrosco.
That is right. And if today's episode helped you move one step closer towards your goal, please don't forget to share this episode and leave a 5-star review. See ya.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Well, that was good.
That was fun.
All right. Selfie time for the thumbnails.
We're not going to take it there?
Huh?
Take it there?
Yeah.
Take it with your phone?
No, I was going to be like, DM. No.
Oh, okay. We need like a bubble, like a DM bubble here.
Okay, hold on. I got to.
Yeah. There you go. If you're on the other side, big smile.
Here we go.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Take care. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.